Hi, I'm gonna do an update on my FarSport wheels. I've had my FarSport 58 mil deep, 31 point, I think it was like 7 or 8 mil wide, with 24 mil internal hooked rims on RD 270 hubs with carbon spokes. So this is about a year after I got those wheels in my last video on them. I raced them all season last year. They were totally fine. They're definitely the carbon spokes are stiffer than like Sapim spoke wheels. I have my other gravel wheels, or my other wheels are FarSport, um, 40 by 30 deep rims, 40 deep rims, which with DT Swiss 350 hubs and Sapim metal spokes. So that's a metal spoke, shallower rim, and so I mean it makes sense that those are a little bit more comfortable. Um, I probably rode those wheels with my new Scott foil uh, for like 2 months, and then I got my newer 58 mil deep carbon spoke wheels, and I've been riding those for the past year or so. Um, but yeah, I did notice they were a little bit um, harsher ride, I guess. You could feel the bumps a little bit more. Um, However, recently I just switched to GP 5000 32 clinchers on my 50, 58 mil deep rims, and I'm using 50 psi on those 32 clinchers. Um, Whereas with the 28 GP 5028 STR tires, I was using about 60 psi or sometimes 55 psi or something like that. But the uh, the GP 5032 clinchers on those 58 mil deep rims with carbon spokes is far more comfortable than the Sapin metal spoke wheels with GP 5028 STRs. Um, yeah, that that's what I've recently switched to for my training setup. Also, those GP 5032 clinchers are like the same exact weight as GP 5028 STRs. Like like the exact same weight. Um, then a tube could be a little heavier than sealant, but if you're using TPUs, probably not that much more weight. Um, and those GP 5032 clinchers at 50 psi on a 24 mil internal hooked rim measures out to like pretty much exactly 32 um, millimeters. So it's like, if the widest part of my rim is like 31.8, it's like zero point 0.1 mil on each side. Like it's pretty much like flush with the widest part. And it's super comfortable, and it those 32s are super comfortable. It like takes out like any of the road buzz, like where the pavement's kind of cracked in certain places where I ride frequently. It just I absolutely notice a difference with the 32s as opposed to the 28s. Um, Also, I want to say, like three of my teammates ordered the FarSport 50 by 30 carbon spoke wheels with RD 270 hubs, and they've all been super happy with them. Those rims are actually like 31.5 mil wide at the widest point, just for reference. Um, and like, I mean, two of the guys, I mean, they're like winning Cat 1 2 crit races with those wheels. So they're, and the one guy was He won the best all-around rider for Cat 1-2 the previous year, and he says he absolutely loves his FarSport 50 by 30 wheels with the RD270 hubs. Yeah. So, and the 50 by 30 with carbon spoke RD270 hubs, those are like all three of those wheel sets that came in for my three different teammates. They all were like dang near exactly 1,218 grams. So it's pretty good. The other thing I'll put in a link down in the description is the FarSport website for where you can look at all the different rim profiles and actual rim weights. And what I've kind of gathered is my understanding is the RD260. If you want to get a FarSport Sapim metal spoke wheel set, you get the RD261 hub, and for the same rim, the difference between the carbon spoke wheel set with the 270 hub that comes with the 270 hub, as opposed to a Sapim metal spoke with their FarSport in-house RD261 hub. The carbon spoke setup is like 100 grams lighter. So for that, 50, if you wanted to get a metal spoke wheel set from FarSport with their in-house brand, that 50 by 30 rim with a Sapim metal spoke instead of being would probably be approximately 1,320 grams or so. I haven't personally ever had one of those RD261 hubs, so I don't know exactly, but just doing the math, that's what I think it would come out as. And those Sapim metal spoke RD261 hubs would be a little bit less money too. Also of note, one of my buddies, he recently ordered a wheel set from FarSport, and he had a SRAM XDR, and he's got SRAM set up, SRAM 12 speed, and they inadvertently sent him the Shimano Freehub. So he reached out to him, and they sent him at no cost to him the SRAM Freehub. And so I can say from I would say firsthand experience, but I wasn't there when he did it, but I sent him a handful of videos on how to do it. It's super, super easy to swap the free hubs on at least the RD270 hub. So I think the next time I order some FarSport wheels, I'm just going to ask for, like my bikes are currently Shimano, 12 speed and 11 speed. I'll probably just ask for a spare SRAM XDR free hub. I don't know how much they'll charge for that, but I doubt it'll be very much. So that way, if like a future bike I have is SRAM, I can just swap out the free hub and use the same wheels. Yeah, what else? The other thing I think is interesting is there's like number 6 wheels out there, and on the forum some people say it's like the same rim as one of the rims that FarSport provides. Who knows? All I know is, like, if you go on the number 6 website and you look at the rim profile for their like front wheel, it's 45 mil deep, by 34 mil wide, and 28 internal hooked. There's a FarSport rim that has those exact same parameters. So if you ordered those wheels through FarSport, through their Wheels Far, sending them an email, you're going to get them for a heck of a lot cheaper than through the number 6 website. I think number 6 was like $1,500, and it's going to be like a lot cheaper than that through Wheels Far. What else? There's another rim that's interesting to me. There's this one that's like a wave rim that's 50 by it alternates in depth 50 and slash 45 depth with a wave design, and that one is 34 mil wide, and it is 26 internal hooked. So like some people say the number 6 wheel rim that's 28 internal hooked with 34 mil wide, that's like not a very good combo because you shouldn't use a 28 mil tire on that. It's not in compliance with whatever the international standards is or whatever it's called. Um, uh, so I don't really know what the right answer is there. However, they FarSport has that rim that I just mentioned that is the 50/45 wave that's 34 wide with a 26 internal. And I mean, I don't have a tire wheel international standards chart thing in front of me, but I imagine that would be like perfectly fine with a 32 tire. I don't know what it would measure out to width-wise, but I would think it would be pretty close to 34. So if you're looking for like a super comfortable setup with a tons of grip and still really lightweight. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. That rim is the same weight as the 50/30 rim. So that wheel set, that wave 50/45 depth that's 34 mil wide, 26 internal hooked, should be with carbon spokes and RD270 hub, should be like 1,220 grams, which is pretty awesome. And you should be able to get that for well under $1,000. Well, not counting tariffs or whatever, but before tariff time, I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what happens with all that. Also, I asked him for an invoice recently with upgrade to like a 54-star ratchet, and they didn't charge like hardly anything extra for that. So, if you want to get a 54 tooth ratchet instead of the standard, I think it's 36 that comes with it, like I would just ask them. One other interesting rim that I think would be cool, a really cool build out, I think would work, not 100% sure, but from my research, I think it would work, is if you wanted to have like a 900 gram wheel set or sub 900 gram wheel set, they have a all mountain ultralight rim mountain biking. It's like a mountain biking rim for like cross country mountain biking. That is, I don't have the thing up in front of me, but it's 250 grams. It's I think it's 22 mil deep and like 30 mil wide with a 25 internal hookless, and their mountain bike hookless rims have a max PSI of 65. And I emailed them and asked them if in those rims you can either get them symmetric or asymmetric. And I asked them if like what the weight limit was for those rims, and it was like, I think they said like 100 kilograms or something like that. And I asked if they could pair those with the, it is a 29-inch mountain bike rim, but my understanding is that pairs perfectly with a 700C road tire. That's my understanding. Never done it. That's what the internet says. So if you did that 50 gram, 29-inch mountain bike rim that's 30 wide, 22 mil deep, 25 hookless internal, with RD270 hub with carbon spokes, per my calculation, it'd be like 890 grams. Pretty awesome. And with 65 psi, with that, you could probably rock. Well, if I was doing a hill climb, I'd probably use like a NV SES race day tubeless 29 inch or 29 C 700 by 29 wide tubeless tire. Those things are awesome. That's what I race with right now on my current setup. Not with that wheel set, but my 58 mil deep wheel set. And those tires are awesome. They're super light. However, they're not going to last you like tons and tons and tons of miles. So I'm actually rocking them with latex tubes, so I can just swap them out with my 32 GP 5032 clenchers. Anyways, I think that wheel set would be pretty crazy to try out. Wouldn't be aero, but if you wanted something super snappy for hill climbs, if you get like a 900 sub 900 gram wheel set for well under $1,000, that'd be pretty awesome. Anyways, I'll put links into the FarSport, the different web pages they have that shows the different rim profiles, so you can look at them for yourself. I'll also say Hambini did a pretty long, like I think it was like 40-some minute review of a wheel set, a FarSport wheel set a couple years ago that had the RD261 hub with Sapim spokes, and he was highly impressed. So if I can find that, maybe I'll put that link in the description below. Anyways, that's just wanted to give a quick update, and then some of the things I've been putting in responses to people asking questions from my last video, and I figured I'd just make a new video. That's all I got. Have fun riding your bikes. See you.